Welcome to ABC Interactive English. Hi everyone, I'm Mike.
Hello, I'm Rainbow.
And here we are back for part 2 of Secrets of Famous Landmarks. Yes, absolutely. We're looking at some of the most famous places in the world and telling you things about them you might not have known already. What did we learn yesterday?
Ooh, we learned about the Eiffel Tower and that it was almost not built.
Yes.
And then we learned that the same guy who designed it also built the Statue of Liberty.
Right, which originally was supposed to be in Egypt next to the Suez Canal.
Oh, maybe we're going to talk more about Egypt.
New York. Ooh, yeah, we have 2 more landmarks for you guys coming up today. So we don't know what they are. We're going to try to guess. So what landmarks would you expect to see on this list? And if you know a secret about it, you get bonus points.
Okay, the pyramids of Egypt.
Ooh, that's a good one. Those are probably the oldest famous landmarks, right? They were famous thousands of years ago and they're still there.
And maybe this is not a secret, but there was a lot of treasure buried with the bodies.
Okay, inside the pyramid.
Yeah, buried with the mummies.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. They were, of course, pharaohs or kings of Egypt, but unfortunately all that stuff was stolen from inside there hundreds or thousands of years ago. So we don't really know what was in there, but that is definitely, those are, I should say, because there's 3 of them, right? Some of the most famous landmarks. Let's see, I'm thinking of one in Italy. It's not very big, but it's famous because it has a certain special angle.
Tower of Pisa.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people know about that. They've seen it before. Maybe they've even gone there. We could be learning about that famous landmark. But of course, there are hundreds of others that we can't possibly cover. So let's just get to the article and we'll find out about our next 2 famous landmarks and some of their secrets.
Yay.
In India, the landmark to visit is the Taj Mahal. It's a beautiful white marble tomb. The corners have tall, thin towers. They lean out so that they won't damage the tomb if they fall. In China, it's the Great Wall. It's over 20,000 kilometers, but it isn't one long wall. It has breaks between the gates, towers, and other parts.
All right, so we've got some more famous landmarks for you. Could it be the Leaning Tower of Pisa? Ooh, could it be the Tower of London or Tower Bridge? Also very famous landmarks. Or maybe we're going back to New York to look at the Empire State Building. We don't know. Let's find out by reading the article.
We're coming back to Asia.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Where are we going?
In India,
I was wrong.
The landmark to visit is the Taj Mahal.
Of course.
It's a beautiful white marble tomb.
Very beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely a very beautiful white marble tomb. Another one that you would probably recognize if you see the picture, right? Beautiful tomb, a couple of towers, very nice. I don't think airplanes are allowed to fly over it to keep it calm and peaceful, because that's the way you would want a tomb to be. Because a tomb is a small, usually a smallish building built to house or hold the bodies of dead people. Exactly what it's for. Often a family will build a tomb. If you're very rich and powerful, certainly if you're a king or a queen, you might be buried in a tomb. Or yes, if your family has all of your relatives, maybe your grandparents, great-grandparents, you one day after you die will all be placed in the same place to hold the bodies or the ashes or the bones of people. That will be a tomb. So it's a little bit different from just digging a hole in the ground and putting a body there. That would be a grave. A tomb is a building of some kind. So let's find out about this most famous and beautiful and let's face it, really, really big tomb. It says the corners have tall, thin towers. Absolutely, they do. It's in India, but of course it was built by a king who was actually of the Muslim religion, not of the Hindu religion. And those thin towers we often see around Muslim buildings and temples, mosques. They're often called minarets, those tall, thin minarets. And this is an interesting secret. They lean out so that they won't damage the tomb if they fall.
Oh, interesting.
It's a very interesting design. So they're leaning not because of a mistake, like the Leaning Tower in Pisa. They did it on purpose. I guess the idea is if there's an earthquake, right, the towers will fall away from the big main tomb part, keeping the bodies and, of course, the building nice and safe.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, very clever idea.
Here we have the word corner. This is used a lot of times in math. We're talking about the sides of, for example, a piece of paper or a shape. So if you have a square, there's 4 corners. These are the very sides of that shape. And the very corners are the important places where the foundation is laid if it's a building. And when we talk about cutting the corners, for example, if we cut all the corners, then it becomes a circle. There are no corners. There are no sides.
Absolutely right. Anytime 2 lines meet, we will probably have a corner of some kind. And in this case, these towers on the corners are very thin. If something is thin, it is not very big when we look at it across, okay? So it would be very wide or it could be very thin. So something thin will be something that's not too big from side to side. So think of a pencil, think of a straw or a chopstick or something like that. That is very thin, not very big from side to side. It could be very tall and very long, but across-wise, it's not very large at all. It's nice and thin. And these thin towers, they lean.
Ooh, leaning. Leaning means shifting your weight toward a certain direction in one way. So if I am leaning inwards, Mike is leaning inwards.
I'm leaning off the camera.
Shifting.
Okay. Yes.
And we are putting our weight in a certain direction. So if a building is leaning, so we talked about that tower in Italy, it's kind of slanting or moving toward a certain direction, and in this case, it goes outward.
Yeah, it's not normally good for a building to lean.
No,
right?
it would fall.
Yeah, most people wouldn't like that. After an earthquake, right? You might see pictures from Hualien or places and buildings are leaning and you should not go in there. It's not built that way, but I guess in this case, they planned for these towers to lean.
Yeah, strange.
I also don't think they get a lot of earthquakes in India, but maybe I'm wrong about that. All right, so there's the Taj Mahal. Very beautiful. Just don't go too close to the towers. Now let's move on to our next landmark. This is, I think most people know this one.
Also in Asia. In China, it's the Great Wall. It's over 20,000 kilometers, but it isn't one long wall. It has breaks between the gates, towers, and other parts.
Interesting. I guess that makes sense, right? You need to go through the wall at some places. And parts of it also, of course, have fallen down. So it's not as, solid as it once was. It says it has breaks between the gates, towers, and other parts. If we have a break in something, it's kind of like where something stops. It's an interruption. It's a missing area. It's a gap or something like that. If there's a break in your conversation, you might be talking to someone, having a chat, and then, the phone rings or someone else comes into the room, and that will be a break in your conversation. It will stop and something else will happen. Maybe if you're watching television, you could be watching a baseball game or your favorite TV show, and then after 20 minutes, they stop and they start selling you things. Buy this, go here, new shopping place, new food. That is a commercial break. They're stopping the story, they're stopping the game to show you things, to make you buy stuff or whatever. So again, that would be an interruption or a break. And guess what? We're taking a break now. It's an interruption in the middle of our article. So we will be back. We don't have a lot of great secrets about the Great Wall of China, right? I don't like our secret. Just it has breaks. Yeah, we know that. Let's get a better secret after the break. We promise we'll have one for you.
Also, sticky rice helped hold the wall together. It went between the bricks and made the wall stronger. These are just some famous landmark secrets. Can you think of others?
All right, we are looking at the Great Wall of China. Maybe some of you have been lucky enough to go there in person. I'm sure everyone has seen it in pictures or television shows, movies, and things like that. We've learned that it's 20,000 kilometers long, very long, but it's not one solid wall. It has breaks in it, gates and other places. Maybe also the wall has fallen down since it is very old. But I don't know. I'm not satisfied with that secret. It's long, it's got holes in it. Do we have a better secret about the Great?
I think so.
We do? All right, let's go with that one.
This one is good. Also, sticky rice helped hold the wall together. That's a good secret. Between the bricks and made the wall stronger.
Interesting.
Rice.
Okay. Well, rice can be sticky. Right? If you're cooking it and you get some on your fingers, it actually can kind of be almost like a glue. Well, that's what they're kind of saying. They used rice between the bricks to make the wall stronger. Of course, wind and rain and weather and attacking armies would try to damage the wall, but those bricks, they won't break. That sticky rice holds them together. What are bricks? Well, if you can imagine a wall, right? Think of a wall. All those little things that make up the wall, those are all bricks. To make a wall, you would need many, hundreds, thousands, millions. I would guess the Great Wall of China has billions of bricks in it, many, because a brick is quite a small, almost like a man-made stone, but they're designed to be a very careful shape, all the same. Usually we take mud or clay, we cook it and bake it till it's very dry and very hard, and then you basically just pile those bricks on top of each other in a nice pattern, kind of stick them in there with mortar, concrete, cement, sticky rice, whatever you have, and then after some time it will be very hard, very solid, just like rock. That is what bricks are. And yes, to make a wall, you will need a lot of them. Back to our article. These are just some famous landmark secrets. Can you think of others? All right, so these are just some famous landmark secrets, and this is the end of our article. But as we finish, it says, can you think of others? Can you think of other amazing and incredible secrets about famous landmarks? I'm sure we could do some research and come up with some interesting ones, and we encourage you guys to do the same. All right, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and take care of our landmarks, because once they're gone, we'll be sad and we'll have to find new secrets. Yeah. Take care, bye.
In India, the landmark to visit is the Taj Mahal. It's a beautiful white marble tomb. The corners have tall, thin towers. They lean out so that they won't damage the tomb if they fall. In China, it's the Great Wall. It's over 20,000 kilometers, but it isn't one long wall. It has breaks between the gates, towers, and other parts. Also, sticky rice helped hold the wall together. It went between the bricks and made the wall stronger. These are just some famous landmark secrets. Can you think of others?
Hello, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 corner 名词角落。The cat is hiding in the corner of the room. 那只猫躲在房间的角落里。下一个单字 thin 形容词细长的。The rope was thin but strong enough to hold the weight. 这条绳子虽然很细，但足够坚固，可以承受重量。下一个单字 break 名词间隙缝隙。There was a small break in the pipe. 这个水管有一个小缝隙。下一个单字 brick 名词砖块。The house was built with red bricks. 这座房子是用红砖建造成的。接着我们来看重点文法。 第一个 so that 为了以便，这是一个连接词，后面要接完整的句子来表明原因或者是目的。我们来看看这个例句 Joe studied hard so that he could pass the exam. Joe 努力学习，为了能够通过考试。下一个文法 between A and B 在 A 和 B 之间，我们来看看这个例句 The park is between the school and the library. 这个公园位于学校和图书馆之间。最后一个文法 hold something together 把某物结合起来，这是一个可以分开的动词片语。hold 的三态是 hold, held, held， 在这里指的是使连接、使结合。我们来看看这个例句 Kate used glue to hold the broken pieces together. Kate 用胶水把破碎的零件结合起来。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Hey, it's Kiwi on the street.
I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie.
And Winnie, I think it's time for lunch because I'm a hungry hippo.
Hippo, where? Oh, we need to protect ourselves.
No, I'm saying like I'm a hungry hippo because I'm so hungry.
Okay, and hippos are usually very hungry.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess it's time that I practice my phrases.
Let's work on some phrases. Okay, the first one is 选择多的是. So which one do you think is the correct one?
There are plenty of fish in the pond.
I choose the second one. There are plenty of fish in the sea.
There are plenty of fish in the sea.
There are plenty of fish in the sea.
There are plenty of fish in the ponds.
Okay, plenty of fish in the pond. Let's see, did you get it correct?
Sorry.
There are plenty of fish in the sea.
Good try, good
Okay,
try.
Good try. The next one is 不远处 or 投石之遥. Which one do you think is the correct one?
A stone's doors.
A stone's throw.
I choose the first one. A stone's throw.
A rock store.
A stone's throw.
Ding, ding, ding! Full points!
Good job.
What did we learn today?
We learned some new phrases today. Let's take a look at them. The first one is, there are plenty of fish in the sea. This phrase is usually used to tell someone that just ended a romantic relationship that they have a lot of other options available to them in the future. If you think about the ocean, it's so big that you can't stop exploring it. The size of the ocean also suggests that many fish live in the ocean and that you have so many opportunities to meet new fish. This phrase is used to console someone, to tell them they won't be alone forever. Our next phrase is a stone's throw. This phrase is used to describe a short distance or to say that a location is not very far away. If you think about throwing a stone, usually you can't throw it very far. So, if you can't throw a stone very far, then it isn't a great distance. An interesting fact, the expression was first used in a translation of the Bible in 1526. That's all for phrases today. KiWi later!